All right, yes. I do apologize, guys. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Looks like the YouTube streaming service kind of crashed on me. Okay. All right. So let's kind of wrap up our discussion here in the um, gold here, and then we'll move on to different markets. Okay. All right. Hopefully you can see my screen. So what I was about to say here was that let's see here. Okay, I'm in some sort of playback mode here. Oh God. All right. Okay. So in any case, guys, we are inside value in the markets. We have a relatively narrow initial balance range that's being established. Um, So right now, I would say based on what I'm seeing on the daily VWAP and the settlement price, that there's a chance that we can move higher in this market. I would say that right now I would be holding out for 2640. Okay, but I also understand that I am also not far from ASR high. Okay, so this 2440 is going to be met with basically the bottom here. Okay, this one of these bars right here, my anchor VWAP. Okay, so I basically use this pivot. I mean, you could also argue that the anchor VWAP should be placed here. Okay, but either one is going to give us the same kind of view here. Okay. So right now, I would say that we need to err on the side of the longs. Okay, need to err on the side of the longs. What I'm, I guess, a little bit cautious about here is that it could run into a wall and then reverse off of ASR high. It could do one of these numbers here. So we have to be conscious of that. Okay, of that possibility. Okay. It may not, yeah, ever get above. Now, what's interesting for me right now, and then maybe it's related to some of the news events that are about to take place, is the fact that we have a relatively narrow range. So whatever break that we do get in initial balance, it could be of the sustained variety. Okay, right. So in any case, that's kind of what I'm looking at in the gold market. Let's go ahead and move on to the crude oil market here, guys. So again, I'm going to go ahead and open up the daily chart here. Okay, I'm going to shut down my indicators here for a second, since I don't really like to look at these things when I'm looking at these things from a macro view. Okay. So from a macro view, high level time frame on the daily, we had a rather strong bearish engulfing candle here at an area where we would expect it. We have a developing, almost like a continuation candle to the downside. So based on the daily, it kind of feels like we're in a little bit of a range, say from 77 to 66. Okay, but the fact that we got this bearish engulfing could lead to some, price movement down at least to 71.52, and maybe as low as 67. Okay, based on the daily. All right. Now, the ADX indicator is telling us that the current move has a little bit of strength. So, indicating that maybe we are still in a kind of a bullish. I mean, if I had to pick a direction here, the structure here is still bullish, right? I still can contain, I think, for the most part. Maybe I'm something like this, right? Still bullish, right? although we are seeing a little bit of volume delta indicating that there's still a fair number of sellers in this market. Now, at the end of the day, if we see this candle close below, then that's kind of a little bit of a confirmation for me that we can continue to the downside, okay, in this market. All right. So that's kind of what I'm seeing on the daily chart. Moving on to the 30-minute chart or 4-hour chart. Okay, so here we are. You can see that we are kind of testing the edge of this channel here. We are coming into an area around 72 that could be supportive, right? This is an area that we've broken before, and now we're coming back to. So this area right here could be an area where we could see a little bit of support here. Should we break that area, then I would say that we have a reasonable chance to get to 70 and maybe as low as 68 again. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing on the 4-hour chart. On the 30-minute chart, okay, I'm going to go ahead and remove some of our drawings here. Okay, I'm just going to expand volume delta here. So volume delta is still telling us there are a fair number of sellers in this market. Okay, sellers are still very much in control. Okay, I'll just expand this a little bit wider. Okay, so we can see. All right, so the first thing I'm going to add here is our ADR. Okay, so we're kind of on the tail end of the range. Again, this 72 level, 72.41 is coming up as an area that could be supportive. Okay, we could bounce off of this level here. All right, let's go ahead and open up ASR since the market is now opened. Okay, so 2 areas here. This around 72 is coming in as a potential here. So very easily could come down here and reverse away from that level, either from this location or this location, but they're pretty much the same. Okay, so this is still this is very much in the cards here. Okay, so let me go ahead and open up or add our levels here. Okay, so here are our levels for this market. All right, I'm gonna add our value area. Now, one thing that I guess is in favor of continued shorts here, I'm trying to look for the top of my value area. Where is the top? Maybe it's underneath. Okay, there it is. Okay. One thing that I would say that is favoring the shorts in this case is that we are reacting off the bottom of value area low. Okay, we're reacting off the bottom of value area low. All right. So if we are reacting, we can use that as a reference level for maybe a continuation move to the downside. Now I had mentioned, and I'll just add one of them here, okay, because quickly clutters my chart here. I do have an area here that could cause the price to reverse away from. So I do see clear sailing from 73 maybe down to 72, assuming we can get below 72.91. Okay, right now we're below value area low. I'm going to go ahead and open up my initial balance here. All right, we have a relatively tight initial balance range. I'm going to go modify that to yellow to be consistent with my other charts. Okay, so there's my initial balance range. All right, so the one thing that I do know that's happening today that I need to be wary of is if I do take a trade, okay, that we do have inventories happening in about an hour and a half. Okay, so for me personally, I'm going to be waiting for that report to come out before I take any sort of initiative or execution in this market. Okay, so yeah, so right now I would say it's looking a bit bearish. Okay, I think it's fair to say that we will come down to at least this level before we make any sort of reversal in price. Okay, if assuming that this holds, I'm seeing again a rather strong volume delta. I see a cross of the bearish indicator, and then I'm seeing that the momentum is increasing, okay, to the downside. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in the crude oil market, guys. So right now, I would say bearish. That maybe there might be an opportunity here around 72 that could offer us a nice reversal back. I'm going to go ahead and open up settlement price. Settlement price is also indicating that we could see some prices lower. I just got to double check session range. So I'm going to modify this to 74.29. Okay. As average session range high, and then 72.19. Okay. 72.19 as our average session range low. Okay. And then we got value area high coming in at 74.55. So all those are coming in as expected. Okay. It's starting to break the channel that I drew on Friday. Okay. Yeah, it's possible. Like I said, right here, if I were to draw a channel, it would probably be looking like something like this, maybe something and along that variety there. Okay. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what the day holds for the market. Okay. But that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. Okay. So right now, the plan for crude oil is to wait, okay, until EIA. And if I do take an execution, I would say that we would want to be flat we would want to pull ourselves out of the market prior to that EIA report. Okay. All right. So if there's no other questions, I'm going to go ahead and update my levels here on my okay. And we'll go ahead and move on to the NASDAQ. All right. Okay. So NASDAQ, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the daily chart. Okay. Daily chart. Ask ourselves a question. Well, what is the market trying to accomplish? Well, it seems to be in a rather large consolidation area. All right. I think we drew this triangle before. Feel like we are at the maybe top end of this. Okay. Right. And so we didn't get much of a reaction away from it. Now we're right back at it. So it does feel a bit like it wants to head higher. Okay. But in order for me to really embrace the highs, then it needs to break, I would say 20,600, okay, or at least break above the channel here. So I would say of late we have made a series of higher highs and higher lows. Seems like the market is in a move in a bullish kind of view. Okay, there's likeflation. No, there's no such thing as likeflation, Siggy. Okay. Two likes in one session? Yes, two likes in one session. Yeah, I guess if you consider the earlier session. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart also, I'm going to go ahead and remove shut down some of these levels here. Not indications. Okay. So yeah, so it does appear that it wants to head up higher. Okay. We have a series of bullish candles here, right up at a level at 20,300. If we do make it above, I would say that our 2,400 and maybe 20,400, then that could lead to another swing to the upside. I do see that the positive indicator is above the negative indicator. I'm not super impressed with the strength. Okay, this is on the low end, but it could pick up here. Okay, with the open of the market here in about 20 minutes. Okay, moving on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. Again, we're starting to make a series of higher highs and higher lows, right? You can see here, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? So we're in kind of this bullish structure here, okay? And we have a developing 30-minute candle. Again, we have the positive indicator is above, and we are seeing that maybe we've gotten a little bit of a tick to the upside in the ADX. Now you can see in the volume delta right now we have more buyers than sellers at the moment, but we do see that we have a little bit of a wick. We are coming into an area that I would expect that maybe we get a little bit of resistance. It is on the higher end of the, say, supply. Okay, so let's go ahead and add our levels here, and we'll double confirm them. Okay. So we'll add our level here. Okay. Here are our levels. Okay. So first thing I'm going to add to this chart is the ADR. We're in the middle of the ADR range. I'm going to go ahead and add ASR and adjust this to London with the understanding that this is quite possibly will change on us. Okay. So we have 20,350 as our top end of the range. Okay. Top end of the range, 20,350. Okay. And then the bottom end of the range is 20,106. Right about here, 106, 25. Okay. And like I said, this will probably change with the open of the session. Okay. All right. That channel could be somewhat of a flag pattern. Yeah. Yeah, possible. I'm not exactly sure to what you're referring to at the moment. I don't know if, let's see. Oh, okay. Now I want to open up my value ranges, double confirm that these are looking at the right places. Yes, they are. So we'll go ahead and click on that. Okay. So price is trying to get above value. If price does manage to close above value, then we could be in a move to the upside in the Nasdaq. Now we have this, like I said, this is the ASR high for London. All right, so if I'm going to go ahead and draw my anchor VWAP here, then I'm going to probably pick the start of London, which is right about here. Okay, so if price remains above this anchor VWAP, then my suspicion is that we will continue to the upside. Okay, in this market. All right, we do have 20,350 that could present itself as resistant. Okay, which could lead to maybe a little bit of a pullback, maybe back, retesting the same level that it left before we continue again to the upside. Okay, just based on what I'm seeing on the higher time frame. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. We're kind of challenging value area high. If we do manage to get above it, then I would see that we have a chance to get above. If it fails at these levels, then obviously we will head lower. Okay, down through maybe retesting some of these levels below us. Now we're about 15 minutes away from the open of the market, so we'll have to kind of remain patient. We also have FOMC minutes coming out today, so it could be dull, leading up to those minutes at 2 p.m. today, or a bit volatile, right? Especially if maybe that information has been leaked in some sort of way to some of these market participants. Okay, so right now I would say if I had to err on one direction, if I had to pick a direction, I would say that direction is up. Okay, if I had to pick a direction, but I also understand that I do have some areas here that could cause price to stall. Okay, all right, so that's kind of what I'm seeing in the. Can you check ADR high, please? ADR high. Okay, ADR is 452. Oh yeah, that is incorrect. All right. I don't know why I got so whacked out here. 452. 452. Okay. That's kind of what we're seeing as ADR high. I don't know why it's, and then ADR low is also messed up. 20,000, 20,138. 20,000, 20,138. Sorry about that, Frizu. 20,138. Let's see. Yeah, just trying to get to, 138.50. I would put it at as, okay. Let's see. So we got 350 and we got 2106, 138. Yeah, that seems to be in order now. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and copy paste that in to my spreadsheet. Okay. All right. So we got yeah, I'm just updating this. I'm just updating this on my spreadsheet here, guys. So bear with me because okay. All right. Okay. So I have those up to date now. Click out of this. All right. So let's go ahead and modify this to the ES market here. Okay. All right. So again, we'll look at the 4-hour. Okay. We're going to remove some of these levels here. Remove drawings. We'll shut down some of these levels temporarily. Okay. All right. So what is the market trying to accomplish? Well, similar to the NASDAQ, the market is trying to head higher. We're up at some supply zones here that could cause this 5,800 level. It's kind of rearing its head again. Okay. So this could be an area where we could kind of reverse off of. So for me to really entertain a long, I need some sort of pullback. Pull back at least maybe down to 57.71. Or if it does break above 58.20, then again, I'm going to be waiting for that 58.20 to hold for me to participate. Okay. So right now on the daily, on the 4-hour, it feels that it wants to head higher, but I'm having a hard time, kind of embracing the long at the highs. Okay. If I was in a position to act, I would probably be in a position here with maybe a stop below this level. That's a possibility. Okay. 30-minute chart. Okay. We have a developing candle here at the start of the market that is also bullish. Okay. We're going to go ahead and add our levels here. We have ADR here. We'll go ahead again, add our spreadsheet. We'll pay maybe a little bit closer attention to make sure that I have the accurate levels here. Okay, so we have ADR high coming in, also a little bit off. See 58.23.75. So we have 58, 57. Okay, so ADR high here is at 58. See, this looks like 58.28.50. 58.28.50. Okay. And then we have ADR low coming in at 57.70. 57.70. Okay, that seems to be okay. All right. And then we'll open up our average session ranges, but like I said before, those are probably going to change on us. I'm going to go ahead and add as London. Okay, that's fine. So we have 5807. Okay, 5807 as our range. Let's go ahead and remove this. 5807 is our average session range high. Okay, 5807 is our average session range high. And then we have 57, 66, 25, 25 here. Jesus, 25. Oops. 66, 25 is our average session range low. Okay. We'll go ahead and open up our value ranges. Again, similar to what we were seeing in the NASDAQ, price is up against value here. Okay. This makes it for a little bit nicer, reference level. So I would say that if we do get above, say 5810, right, then 5810 can serve as a level for us for a continuation move to the upside. Okay, we had a little bit of a separation here on the Nasdaq. So if we do get above 5810, that could offer us an opportunity. Now, the fact that we are right, you have kind of, I guess, a doubled in force fence here. Okay. This area here could be resistant. All right. We're right up against ADR high or ASR high. So this could be resistant. So we could reverse from here on the open. If we do, again, manage to close above this, say 5820, then I would say that, 5828, 5830 is in the cards here. Okay. Right now we're inside value. So I'm not really interested in inside value to participate in the market. If I do get above it, then maybe that'll kind of spark my attention to maybe take an opportunity to the upside in this market. Volume delta is aligned with the move to the upside. Our ADR indicator is also indicating that there is some momentum behind this move. Okay, to the upside. So right now, I would say I'd have to err on the side of bulls. Okay, when it comes to the ES, but I do understand that I am coming into some areas here that could be resistant. Okay, all right. We'll go ahead and let's see. This is probably not set up. Oh, yeah, kind of. Okay, we'll close off this with a review of the Dow. All right, so we're going to go ahead and turn off some of these levels here. Okay, turn these all off. All right, we're going to take a look at the 4-hour chart to start. Okay, 4-hour chart, what is it trying to accomplish? Well, market is trying to accomplish a move higher, right? The nice thing about this is that this bar looks like is about to break some structure here in about 35 minutes or so to the upside. Now, what I need to be careful with is that we are kind of technically in an inside a downswing. Okay. So technically, in order to really break this, we would need to get above 42,662. Okay. So we could get sellers stepping in anywhere inside here. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on to a 30-minute chart, and we'll start to establish our levels. Well, we had them for a second and then they went away. So let's do this and move this a little bit closer. Move this to 30-minute now. We should at least see it. Okay. No. Oh, there it is. Okay. So let's go ahead and add our levels. We're going to open up ADR here. We have ADR coming in at, what was that? 42,580. 42,580 is our ADR high. We have ADR low coming in at 42,174. 174. Okay, we have value area, which we'll turn on here. Value area. Now, unlike the Dow, unlike the ES, the Dow is above some of these levels that we care about, right? We're above value. We're above settlement. So as odd as it may sound, the Dow looks like is leading the charge to the upside. Okay. And I would say that the Dow right now is a little bit more bullish than at least breaking some levels that would lead me to believe that we're headed higher here. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to change this to 375. Okay. 375. And let's see, we got value area high coming in at 42,332. Change this to 332, 332. And then our value area low is coming in at 42,199. This is 199, 199. Let's see, average daily range low. We're going to go ahead and open up ASR, but ASR needs to be set to London. It's set to London. So we have 42,452. So 42,452 is our average session range high. And then 42,163. 42,163 is our average session range low. Okay. So again, like I mentioned, of the three markets, the Dow seems to be the strongest. Okay. Again, we have some ranges above us here that could cause. This doesn't seem right. We've got initial balance. Okay, so we have ADR here above us, or ASR, I should say, that could stall price at 42,452. What I like about this is the fact that we're above value, above settlement, and if I were to draw my anchored VWAP, my anchored VWAP would be somewhere around the London session, which is this one right here. Okay, so if I drew my anchored VWAP, that's also above. Okay. So yeah, so things are, potentially pointing to the upside in this market. We'll have to wait and see how this market opens. This area could also offer some areas as a prior session range here. This whole area could offer us some resistance as well. So we need to clear these areas to the upside before I would say maybe embrace this in its totality. If I'm thinking short, well, I need to get below this anchored VWAP. It looks like the market just opened on us here. So I'm going to go ahead and open up initial balance here. There's our initial balance range that's getting established. I'm going to change this to yellow because I have too much blue on my charts. Okay. Thought I changed to yellow. There it is. Okay, so it looks like market is selling off here a little bit. Was not able to sustain the buyers above. So yeah, right now, if we do close below this anchored VWAP here, that could lead to us some price action to the downside. Okay. All right. Let's see if there's any questions. Again, I do apologize for the session today. Kind of interrupted in the middle. The YouTube doesn't happen often, but as we all know, when we're dealing with technology, something is bound to fail at some point. Okay, so I do apologize for the little issue there we had earlier. So yeah, if any questions you guys have on any markets, now would be a good time to ask. Like I said, initially my thought was bullish on this market, but given this open, especially if we do close as I was saying here below this VWAP, then that could kind of lead us to maybe some some further price down, lower. Okay. But I'm not going to, rush into the market, right? I'll let the market participants kind of duke it out and decide which direction that they want to take the market. And then I will participate once they've made that decision. Okay. So if there's no further questions, again, encourage you guys again to hit the like and subscribe. Don't be shy with any sort of comments that you may find this video available, as far as how it's supporting you in your trading. Okay. I don't know. There was, I think, was it Alejandro? Alejandro, are you in the room? You're welcome, Trader Dubois. I don't know if Alejandro is in the room. This he might be celebrating his passing of the combine. Okay. All right. All right, guys. So that's it for me. I will be hopping into the coach's room here for about an hour. Okay. And then there's a possibility that we may not have our group coaching session this afternoon. I will know more about that as the day progresses and let you guys know in the Coaches Ray's room, if that indeed is the case. Okay. All right, guys. So I think with that, looks like we're having a little bit of how we say price action. Doesn't really know exactly where to take this. Maybe they're kind of undecided here. Okay. All right. So yeah. So trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader, guys. So fair amount of news, guys. Just again, we have EIA reports coming in at 10:30. We have FOMC minutes coming in at 2 p.m. today. So probably not events that you want to be in the market on. Okay. And so we want to navigate the markets as best we can, given those news events. Okay. All right, guys. So trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro. Be a market trader, guys. See you in the coach's room. All right. Have a good day of trading, guys.